Hello there everybody, Jordan back again with another video. Today it's going to be another top 10, and this is my top 10 moments in the Scream franchise.
Yeah, you're going to love this one. It's a Scream, baby.
Now, I have been watching all of the Scream movies leading up to Scream 7. I've actually reviewed them all on the channel, so I'll leave a link down below, guys, if you want to go and check all the reviews out for them movies. I've also done a Scream movie ranking and a Ghostface killer ranking all 17 killers from the worst to the best. That was a really fun video to do. But as I was watching these movies, I was deciding as I went on to jot down my favourite moments from each film and make a top 10 video. I had this video in mind whilst watching them. I thought this would be a really fun one to do. And this can range from 5 or 6 minute scenes to maybe 2 seconds of dialogue moments or a kill scene or whatever. I mean, it's kind of a mixed bag there, really. So that's my criteria going in. This is just my list, guys. I'm sure I've missed some of your favourite moments off. Please do let me know down below what would be your favourite Scream moments. And this does also have some honourable mentions before I get into the top 10. But before I get into the top 10, I've got a little bonus pick. My worst moment in any Scream movie. Here it comes.
I've never felt this way. Hey, I think I love you, so what am I so afraid of?
Now that bullshit's out the way, guys, let's just get in to some honourable mentions here that just didn't quite make the top 10. And bear in mind, there will be spoilers ahead, of course, for all of these movies. First up, we have the principal scaring himself from the original Scream movie. Always gives me a chuckle, that one. Then from Scream 2, we do have Sarah Michelle Gellar's death scene in the Omega Beta Zeta house. Really great scene, that one. Then from Scream 6, we do have a couple here. One of them is the opening. Really love that, where I thought we were going to get a killer that we know, but it didn't quite go there. But it's an awesome scene involving Samara Weaving. Then we do have the ladder sequence, using New York to its full advantage there, with the ladder going across the 2 apartment blocks. Then we also have the train sequence where Mindy is stabbed on the train. I really love the lighting and everything in that scene, and how Ghostface is hiding amongst all the people dressed up for Halloween. And finally, this was the hardest one to leave off, but it is Hannah's death in Scream 7. It's kind of Hostel 2-esque there, where it feels like they took inspiration from that gory scene where that woman is hung upside down in Hostel 2. And just to see Hannah's guts go everywhere was awesome. So let's just get into it, guys. Here come the top 10. Number 10 is going to be Stu Macher returns in Scream 7. Now, I did know Matthew Lillard was coming back amongst a lot of other Ghostface killers that have since been deceased, and I didn't quite know how they were going to work it into the film. Of course, it did turn out to be AI that the killer was using to throw Sidney off, but all the way through the film, I didn't actually know if Stu Macher was still alive, and it had me guessing till the very end. But a lot of people kind of don't like this angle that Stu's coming back, but a lot of fans were also happy to see him come back. And I just remember being there on opening night for Scream 7, so excited to see this movie. And when he finally popped on screen, threatening Sidney that he's going to kill her and her daughter with that scarry face because the TV was thrown on him in the original Scream movie there. And he's just like, I always had the thing for you, Sid. I was just sitting in my seat, locked in, like, this is really happening, Stu's back. One of my favourite Ghostface killers, and many other people's favourite Ghostface killers. I think Matthew Lillard jumped right back into the role there. It was awesome to just see his little evil tone and, you know, his sinister little dialogue there come onto the screen once again there. So I absolutely loved seeing Matthew Lillard back in this role. Next up is Scream 3, where we do have Sarah's death, but it's not actually her death I'm talking about, it's just beforehand, where she's on the phone going through the movie script to Roman. She's kind of fuming that there's another rewrite and she's got to learn new lines, and Roman is on the phone, but apparently it's not really Roman because this Ghostface killer uses voice changes in this movie, something I'm not quite hot on, but it absolutely works for this scene. In fact, it does turn out to be Roman, doesn't it? Because he is the Ghostface killer, but you get my drift. In many scenes in this movie, characters are ringing up other characters and pretending to be someone else, then turning into Roger L. Jackson, basically. And in this scene, it's Roman on the phone, and he says, I've got a new idea for a movie. And she says, what movie? And then he turns around and says,
my movie.
And it's called Sarah Gets Skewered Like a Fucking Pig.
I was absolutely laughing my ass off at that scene. One of my favourite lines of dialogue from Ghostface. I love Roger L. Jackson, the way he just makes this character his own. One of the most underrated cast members in Scream, because we don't really see him on the screen, but he absolutely owns Ghostface, and just got so much signature lines of dialogue, so many signature one-liners, and that signature voice of his just absolutely works. And this scene is a prime example of that. Number 8 is going to be Amber Freeman's death in Scream 2022, or Scream 5, or Scream, whatever the hell you want to call it. But what I really love about this moment is that she's kind of pleading with Sydney and Gail, saying, oh, please don't kill me, I didn't do it. And then she just turns around and goes, Dewey died like a little bitch. And that doesn't take too kindly to Gail Weathers. And she is finally killed by Gail Weathers. And the oven is accidentally switched on there, you know, the frying pan cooker, and she is burned to a crisp. And it's such a great death scene.
I'm sorry about Dewey. Fuck you.
Something she truly deserved for killing off one of the legacy characters. But what makes it more sweeter is just Gail saying fuck you to her before she shoots her ass into them flames. And it's her getting the revenge on the person who took her most important person in her life away from her. So just really cool on all fronts there to see Amber Freeman sort of get what was coming to her. Number 7 is going to be the shotgun liquor store scene in Scream 6. Scream 6 has so many great moments, like I mentioned, guys. But this is probably my favourite moment from that film. I'm so happy I didn't watch the trailer going into this movie, because it did actually show it in the trailer. It was only when I was doing my Scream 6 review afterwards that I noticed how much of this scene was in there. So I'm so glad I didn't watch that, because it really would have took me out of the movie. But just seeing Sam and Tara sort of go into this liquor store, Ghostface follows them in, just stabs the shit out of some guy, robs a shotgun, takes someone out with a shotgun, and he's got that sort of Michael Myers from Halloween Kills-esque mask on, where it looks all rugged and raw, like this dirty mask, because he's using one of the old killer's Ghostface masks there. And basically is stalking Sam and Tara around the liquor store. And again, using New York to its advantage, because we've got lots of liquor stores in New York. And he's just going up the aisles there, stalking them, looking for his prey. The predator after the prey there. And it's a real tense moment. Just to see Ghostface with a shotgun, something different there. Someone taken out that isn't with a knife. It was awesome to me. I love this scene. And Sam and Tara do finally escape, of course. But it was such a high tense scene in the cinema at the time. So yeah, absolutely love that moment. Next up is going to be Sheriff Judy and her son's death in Scream 5. Whatever the fuck that movie's called. Anyway, this scene is probably the most terrifying scene in any Scream movie to me. I don't think these movies are really scary, but as a parent now, when you watch this scene, it does really hit home about how horrible and sinister and terrifying it will be to hear someone say they are going to kill your child. I just couldn't even imagine that.
By the time I see you, I'll have gutted your baby boy.
Sheriff Judy just pops out the house for half an hour while his son's taking a shower. Ghostface phones her up and says, ever seen Psycho? And you know he's coming after Sheriff Judy's son. And Sheriff Judy has sort of implemented herself as a strong character now from Scream 4. We kind of didn't like her in that movie, but we do like her a lot towards the end. And I thought she was going to go on to be one of the main characters in this movie, really, like carrying on with the legacy characters maybe. But she is basically tricked by Ghostface. She's being taunted as she's racing back 100 miles an hour to save her son, who is helpless, who doesn't know Ghostface is coming.
Please, I'll do anything.
You're not gonna make it in time, Sheriff Judy.
And he's just saying all sorts to her on the phone to make her panic and sort of go as fast as she can. And as She pulls up to the house, Ghostface is just there and takes her out, and it's a real surprising moment, a real cool little jump scare there, where I didn't see Ghostface coming from behind the bushes, takes Sheriff Judy out, and then eventually takes her son out. So it's a really cool sequence, and I just love Ghostface, the way he taunts her on the phone in this scene. It's awesome. So yeah, another great moment from that movie. Number 5 is going to be Jill turns sinister in the hospital. She did actually turn sinister before this, and it's one of the best reveals in any Scream movie, where we didn't actually see Jill as Ghostface. Like, some people probably did, but I think it's one of the hardest Ghostfaces to guess. I couldn't believe that she took the mask off when I originally seen this, because Sydney has been trying to protect her all the way through the film, and you thought they were doing something new there well, they was doing something new really, by trying to get to Sydney's family, but I'd never seen Jill as Ghostface, so it was a shocking moment there. And she's already acting like this crazy bitch in the house, taking out her Ghostface partner and Charlie Walker there, just shooting her boyfriend in the head, or ex-boyfriend should I say, trying to kill everybody, almost kills Sydney, which is a little bit of a bad moment really. I mean, you think Jill would have made sure she was finished off, but she learns that Sydney is actually alive in the hospital. She gets up out of her bed and goes to kill her, basically, because she will be exposed if Sydney knows that, wakes up and tells somebody that Jill was Ghostface. She goes after her.
You just won't die, will you? Who are you, Michael fucking Myers?
And the game is up. Dewey soon realises that it was her, runs back to try and help Sydney with Gail and Sheriff Judy. They all know Jill is Ghostface, but she doesn't care. That's not going to stop her. She just tries to kill everybody in this hospital. Gail, Sheriff Judy, she's just ready to take everybody out. And I love how psychotic Emma Roberts is in this movie with the Jill character. She can just turn on like a switch from being a nice cutesy teenager to an absolutely insane head case. So yeah, I love that moment in the hospital. A lot of people don't like it because they feel it's tacked on, and the original script was meant to have Jill win, which I really probably would have liked to see for a little bit of difference there with that ending. But I still love this moment. I think it's awesome. So yeah, I love Jill going crazy in the hospital there, and she is one of my favourite Ghostfaces, I must say. Number 4 is going to be another line of dialogue from Ghostface here, and this is my favourite line of dialogue that Ghostface has ever spoken, and it's not, "What's your favourite scary movie?" It's not that. It is in Scream 4, and some of you may not actually know what I'm talking about here, but it's just always made me laugh when this happens. So this is when Sydney fires her manager, and her manager is walking through the parking lot, and she gets a call off Ghostface. And Ghostface says, "Where are you?" And she says, "I'm in the hospital." And he hears a few car alarms going off there. And he says, "It doesn't sound like you're in the hospital. Sounds like you're in the parking garage." And then after that, he just says,
But if you want to be in the hospital, I'd be happy to put you there. In the fucking morgue.
This is Roger L. Jackson gold. I mean, I absolutely love this line of dialogue. It makes me laugh every single time. I get excited every time I watch Scream 4 when this moment comes up. And my wife was watching it this time, and she was laughing her ass off. We rewound the movie 4 or 5 times just to listen to it again. Don't get me wrong, guys. There are a few different versions of this when I was searching for it on YouTube. And my UK Blu-ray has the best version by a mile. I don't know if that's all Blu-rays across America or just different versions that were released of the movie on digital or whatever. But the version I've got, this is how he says it. He does say it different in a few other scenes though, and I don't think it hits quite as hard. So for other people who've seen the other version, they may not think of this line as all that great. But the way I've put it in this video is the way I like the way he says it. This is my favorite, version of it. So that is in 4th place. Number 3 is going to be Randy's death in Scream 2. Now, it absolutely sucks that Randy was killed because he was one of my favorite characters in the first movie, and he was really good up until the point of his death in Scream 2. He even pops in Scream 3 as well in a very memorable scene to give the rules out again. But this guy is so relatable because he's a horror fan, and that's kind of me. I love movies like he does in this film. But there is no doubting how great this scene is. It is one of the best set pieces and one of the best kills in any Scream movie, even though most of it is off screen, because we are seeing Randy on the phone to Ghostface, you know, sort of having a little bit of an argument back and forth there, calling Ghostface for all kinds. And Ghostface is sort of just laughing and taunting, and he's one step ahead of Randy.
Sorry. Hey, man.
Wrong guy, dead boy.
Then we see Gail and Dewey running around this brightly lit park in broad daylight, trying to take phones off everyone in the park because Ghostface says he can see them, he's watching them, and they are in manic mode trying to find out who Ghostface is, just all these random people in the park. And Randy leans up against Joel, the cameraman's van there, and is pulled in, and it's kind of like a out of nowhere scene where Ghostface was hiding in that van, and we just see kind of the knife come up and down. We don't actually see Randy getting stabbed, and basically it's the aftermath. It's when that van opens, there is blood everywhere, poor Randy's just lying there dead, and the scream from Gail says it all. Basically, it's a horrifying scream where she's just in shock, and Courtney Cox really pulled that moment off there. But I just think it's such a cool sequence. No one is safe here. Ghostface will attack in public places. And I believe this is the only death that Mrs. Loomis did in the entire Scream 2 movie. Mickey was doing all the other ones, but she definitely pulled off the best one. Yeah, so it's just a great sequence all around. I love the way she's speaking to him on the phone and everything. It's just absolutely awesome. So sadly, Randy did have to leave us in that scene, but man, what a way to go. Number 2 is going to be the reveal in Scream. Now, this is a movie moment that just had my jaw on the floor the first time I watched it, because it really does well to throw you off in the middle of the film when Billy Loomis is arrested there. And Ghostface phones Sidney up and says, you got the wrong guy. So you're like, okay, you cancel out Billy Loomis. It's not Billy Loomis who's this killer. I don't think many people seeing it back in the day that there were going to be 2 killers. When Billy Loomis turned around and says, we all go a little mad sometimes, and shoots Randy, I was like, what's going on here? Seriously? Billy Loomis? He was in jail when Ghostface called.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
No, Billy!
And then Sidney runs to Stu and he says, surprise, Sidney, through the voice changer. And it clicks, and you're sort of slapping yourself really for thinking, how did I not get onto this? I don't think many people seen this coming in 1996. Can't recall too many movies where there's 2 killers sort of working together. There probably is, but not too many popular ones, if I believe. I just didn't see that coming in a million years. And anyone who did, I mean, please do let me know in the comments if you've seen that coming. But yeah, man, I just think that's such a great moment, and one of them in shock moments in movie history, not just horror history, from all the movies that I've watched in the past. I just remember being open-mouthed at this. So yeah, the reveal is awesome.
What's the matter, Sidney? You look like you've seen a ghost.
In first place, though, it's going to be the opening from Scream, the original from 1996. How could I not have this as my number 1 Scream moment? And even though we got 7 movies following on, or 6, but 7 overall, I mean, this is still the peak moment for me. I absolutely love this scene. It is the best Scream movie, and this is one of the most memorable moments from that film. I mean, it's not even just one of the best openings in horror history, it's one of the best openings in cinema history. I have no qualms about saying that. You got Drew Barrymore in this scene, who was on all the posters and everything, and it's Alfred Hitchcock-esque, the way Wes Craven threw you off there by putting her on the poster and killing her in the first 10 or 15 minutes. One of the most iconic lines of dialogue in any horror movie. What's your favorite scary movie? And she is led to play this game of horror trivia that turns deadly very, very quickly. Her boyfriend is taken out in front of her, and if she gets a question wrong, she will die. Next minute, Ghostface chasing her around the house and everything. You know, it all seems very gentle and friendly at first, but it soon turns very dark and sinister. She is stabbed on her front lawn as her mum and dad walk through the house. She screams at them helplessly, but nothing's coming out of her voice. Dragged across the lawn, almost dead, and then hung from a damn tree. Only for her mother and father to walk out the house and find her. And her mum lets out one of them screams like Gail Weathers did when she discovered Randy in Scream 2. Just absolutely scream of shock. That is the most horrific way you could ever find your child now, isn't it? So, yeah, it's just such a shocking opening. And it's a very cruel opening as well, but it just sets you up for an absolute thrill ride in one of the greatest horror movies ever made. So my number one is the opening to Scream. Okay guys, hope you all enjoyed this video. Please do let me know what your favourite moments in the Scream series are. And let me know what you thought of my picks. If you want more top 10s or Scream content, I'll leave it all down below in the description. Please go and check all that out. Done quite a few top 10s on this channel now. And if you like horror, please give this video a like and subscribe to this channel. It really helped me out. You all take care, guys. I'll see you all next video.